These are the teams in week 13 that did not make the S&D 50 that we still want to talk about. At 117, Kent State. Holy golden flashes. Kent State has only had 7 winning seasons since 1977. Their last time they've even won more than 2 games was 3 years ago. They went 0-12 and 1-11 in the past 2 seasons. Kent State beats Akron. Turns out that's a rivalry. I tuned into it. They get the wagon wheel. Kent State making some noise.
Yeah, basically cross-town rivals with Akron. Schools are only located about maybe 20 miles apart. And we talked about a few weeks ago, lowest paid coaches, and Kent State's coach was on that list at making around $300K a year. Well, a few weeks ago, he got the promotion from interim to full-time head coach moving forward, and he's now getting paid $450K a year. So Kent State moving up in the world, shelling out the dough, and getting wins to show it.
At number 90, Central Michigan, the Chippewas defeat Buffalo.
Guys, I don't know how we have not talked about Central Michigan until this point. 6-4, they are tied for second. It's a 4-way tie in the MAC for second place right now. So they got just as good of a shot as anybody to make that MAC championship game. And they have first-year head coach Matt Drinkle, who previously was the offensive line coach at Army last year, that same Army team that started off 9-0, that same Army team that led the league in rushing, averaging over 300 yards a game. He coached that offensive line, and now he's got Central Michigan humming, who has the second best rushing attack in the MAC right now. And not only that, I was going even deeper on Matt Drinkle today. The man does have some head coaching experience, though, at NAIA Kansas Wesleyan, where he went a total of 42-17 over the course of 4 years. The man was in the playoffs in the NAIA, and it's looking like he knows how to coach, and the Chippewas are here to make some noise in the MAC.
Well, you know what happens when you're a MAC coach who knows how to coach, right? You just get poached. You get poached by a Big Ten neighbor. You get poached by a mid-tier, SEC or Big 12 team looking for a replacement. I'm looking at you, Oklahoma State and Arkansas. Like, be careful. Be careful. If you're too good in the MAC, you might not stay long.
Okay, off the top of your head, can you name me some MAC coaches that have gone on to do big things? I can only think of one, to be honest.
Back to Kent State. Kent State's last 500 season was with Sean Lewis, who is now leading the San Diego State Aztecs to a potential Mountain West title. Level by level, boys. Level by level.
Okay, that's a good one. Sean Lewis, but he went from the MAC to offensive coordinator at Colorado to now San Diego State. Here's the biggest name that I'm shocked that you guys can't name, but Urban Meyer started out at Bowling Green.
I feel like Nick Saban started at a MAC school too.
Kent State. Kent State.
There you go.
It's the Kent State day. We've trounced on them and called them the doormat of the FBS too long. Today is their day. They
the
get
Kent
their
State
shine.
coaching tree.
Yeah, I remember you calling them a bye, Andrew, at the beginning of the year. You're like, anyone facing Kent State's essentially got a bye.
Kent State week by week. Our model did not give them a ton of love at the start of the year. Started them at 90. They slipped all the way down to 128 by week 6, almost a steady decline. 126 after that, 123, 123, 122. They're just hovering. They're hovering. They bottomed out last week at 129 before getting another win and jumping to 117. So even when Kent State was getting wins, they were getting wins against other bottom dwellers. It wasn't letting them climb up in the rankings.
At number 73, Georgia Southern, they beat Coastal Carolina. Their next 2 games are against Old Dominion, which they have at home, and then they go to Marshall. Georgia Southern will not get the credit because James Madison is in their division of the Sun Belt. Georgia Southern is really good. and they are going to probably be the second best team in the Sun Belt East.
As there was over 60 points total scored in the first half alone of this game.
That's crazy.
It was an electric game, back and forth. And Coastal Carolina is a good team, so that is a very solid win for Clay Helton, former USC head coach, now trying to make his way at Georgia Southern. And ever since Clay Helton's taken over at Georgia Southern, they have not missed a bowl game. This is his 4th year now, so they need that one more win to keep that streak going.
Western Michigan at number 64. We had Ohio, the Ohio Bobcats, in this slide last week, and then Ohio goes out on Tuesday and gets beat by Western Michigan in a close-fought game. Now Western Michigan controls their destiny in the MAC.
Brock Lowry. Remember that name for Western Michigan. Western Michigan fans, Broncos, I hope you hold on to him. I don't know if you can. He is their QB. He was the top QB out of Ohio in 2023. Initially went to Indiana, then transferred to Western Michigan last year, was the backup QB last year, waited his time out, and he is a dual threat, has taken over the reins this year. He has over 1,500 yards passing, over 700 yards rushing, leads the team in both categories, and the man knows how to ball.
At number 52, Connecticut. UConn. The Huskies, in a battle against Air Force, come out on top. Jacob, they were here last week. You want them in the top 50 so bad we kept them in this slide this week. Let's hear the UConn rant.
UConn will be in the honorable mention ranks until the S&D gives them the respect they deserve. This team deserves to be top 50. Their only 3 losses have come in overtimes. They are undefeated at the rent this year. Joe Fagnato is a top 5 QB. The dude has 3,000 yards passing, 25 touchdowns, and only 1 INT. This man's going to be playing on Sunday. UConn, you better make your statement known in this last game. They are playing their last game this week, and the Big 12, you better come knocking and invite these Huskies to your doorstep.